And welcome back to the Business Spotlight. I'm Pat Dewar. My guest today is Andrew Szabo. Andrew is the marketing chef. I know you can actually follow him on Twitter at Marketing Chef. If you do that, and I believe you should. He's one of the guys that I listen to a great deal. I've learned from over the years. He's a professional speaker and a business strategist extraordinaire. I've literally been so blown away by his insights that we had him speak at the Dallas Expert Network last night. He blew everybody away. There was people that were walking out of there just going, I can't believe that I learned some of the keys that are holding me back in my business strategy. So with that, thank you so much for all you've already done, Andrew, and I look forward to this because I really want to get into the who would really benefit from whether they're working with you or hiring you as a professional speaker. Who are you really trying to reach, and how do you begin to implement these strategies in their business?
Right. Right before the break, as I mentioned, this has not been something I developed overnight. This has been just years and years and years of experience, and I've worked with many larger entities. And the power is in the process.
Right.
So it's like cooking. Once you know how to cook, I can create lots of different sauces. And to be honest, there is no cookie-cutter approach to this.
Right.
Every business that I've worked with, the sauce that I create for them, that unique combination of ingredients, is always going to be different. The power is in the process. So I've taken as I mentioned, I work with larger companies, and to bring me in, it's tens of thousands of dollars, and I do a lot of research and work with and do strategic facilitation. I still do some of that. But I believe the heartbeat of America is in the small business. I want to contribute to helping build this country one entrepreneur at a time, one small business at a time. So I've created a program. Sometimes I either work with an entrepreneur one-on-one, and we have a program that we go through in about actually it's a 60-day period, where we go through those 7 steps. We start by doing some research and listening to the marketplace. It's amazing, Pat, how many people don't even ask their customers, why do you do business with me? And now I'll sometimes ask that question, sometimes they'll do it. There's a couple of different ways we can work. But that breeds tremendous insights. Sometimes it validates your thinking, but sometimes it refines your thinking. From there, you can start to build your positioning, because now you're building it on a solid foundation, having listened to the customers. So literally the second step, we work with that nude model, and actually that's one of 3 steps that I use in the positioning. That's the key element. But once we build that, then we define what the brand is. Just like with the big products, there's personalities to brands. You need to find what the personality of your brand is. And then from there, we use those as the building blocks for the messaging. So we do that in weeks 4 and 5, is develop the messaging. And the messaging becomes the DNA of everything you communicate. It needs to be reflected in your website. It's reflected on a business card. It's reflected in your collateral. Everything you do needs to echo that. So just to give you an example, I worked with a credit union, a small credit union here in Dallas. And again, it was a repositioning exercise. Credit unions are not known to reach out to businesses. So we repositioned them. They actually already had an offering for the business. Just simply by rebranding that and creating a different message, and we did some research. What were the needs of small business owners? Because they were specifically focused on, and we tailored that message to meet the needs of the small business owner. And hey presto, that actually is now one of the most profitable segments for that credit union, that particular offering, which basically was dormant, and now is a very profitable segment for them.
You can become a published author. Discover a system that will lead you from idea to having your book on the bookshelves. Bob Baer pulls back the curtain at the More Power to Publish workshop. Watch and learn how to follow the step-by-step plan to turn your idea into a published book. Learn more at morepowertopublish.com.